Okay, thank you, Denise. Thank you all for attending. I know that everybody's got schedules and other life commitments, so we appreciate that. My name's Jerry Seguin. I'm the DGE for District 7150, and I'm excited about this program. I think it's a good format to use for our pre-pets, and I'd just like to welcome everybody. Before we get started, I have a couple of housekeeping items. As Denise mentioned, and if you haven't already, please adjust your name with your district number. If you're not speaking, please have your computer on mute. If you have any questions, place them in the chat and we'll get them to Peter so that he can address them. I'm going to put some, if you haven't registered for this event, please go back and register. I know we had some issues with the link early on and some people have just been using the link to get in, which is fine, but Peter's going to be sending out some additional documentation on the listserv. So if you're not registered and we don't have your email, you won't be privy to that information. One other thing I'd like to talk about is I talked with Deb Glisson this afternoon. Many of you know that the Empire Pets location, University Sheraton Hotel, had a major water main break and they are out of commission. So there's been a lot of running around and looking at several different venues, and we've found one and signed a contract, and that will be the Ramada Inn in Liverpool, New York, which is convenient for most of us because it's right off the thruway and it's very easy to get to. But to that end, please make your reservations for that hotel, and you could do that online. I put the link in the chat, and I've also hang on a second. I've also put the phone number in there so you can call or you can use the link to make your hotel reservations. The really good news is the room rate went down to $129 a night. So you save a couple dollars there. So with that out of the way, we'd like to get to our program. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce Peter Cardamon to you. Peter and his wife Dee joined Rotary in 2001. Peter's been past president of the Tully Club twice. He has a focus on youth services, scholarships, RILA, dictionary projects, as well as water and sanitation projects. Pete and Dee are both Paul Harris and Polio Plus Society members. Pete is past district governor of 7150, and he served in the year 2016, 2017. He currently serves as our district's executive secretary, a position what he's held since approximately 2015. His current Rotary roles include president of CNY Books for the World, District 7150's Rotary Leadership Institute registrar, and RLI faculty. Over the years, the Cardamones have hosted numerous youth exchange students as well as group study exchange teams. I don't know, most of us remember what those were, but that was a great program where young business leaders from other countries would come and exchange with us. They've been doing that since 1993. Peter's District 7150's youth exchange country contact for the Netherlands and South Korea. One of the things he's done, which makes him very qualified for this presentation tonight, is he helped establish our database for 7150 district, and he's integrates that with Club Runner and RI database. And as you all know, sometimes that's hard to communicate amongst those two different groups. He continues to provide group training, such as this tonight, and he also provide individual assistance for our district. Peter graduated from Cornell University with a BS and an MS degree, University of Rochester in their education doctorate program. He's had a long career in education as a math and science teacher first, building principal, and school superintendent. He's currently an adjunct professor at Elmira and SUNY Morrisville colleges. He's also a tutor for Syracuse Educational Center and director of Syracuse at-risk youth programs. And if that's not enough, he's been director of New York State Scholastic Ice Hockey, president of Tully Free Library Board of Trustees. He's also associate editor for the Education Administrative Quarterly. He has a passion for educating and mentoring youth. So please join me in welcoming Peter Cardamon. Peter, it's all yours.
Thank you, Jerry. You tricked me. I didn't think you were going to read all of that. If any of you ever apply to be a district governor, that's what your bio sounds like. Welcome and good evening. I do have a script for a PowerPoint, and it's my ambitious goal to get online and show you the things that we talk about in the PowerPoint in real time. As Mark said last week and advised me after giving last week's presentation, 45 minutes is a long time. So I may just quit when I get done. So we'll see how that goes. But the important thing to learn it is to do it. And that's what I hope to do today. It'll be practical. And it'll be something you need to know as a Rotary Club president. I couldn't let the introduction go by without wishing a happy birthday to John Haney's at Rotary International. John is the he was the club and district support representative who first taught me anything to do with the Rotary online tools. And the fact that he's still there and leading that and can be seen at every Rotary International convention and international convening is a testament to the kind of people that Rotary attracts. So I wanted to wish a happy birthday before we get kicked off. I'm going to try to screen share a PowerPoint. We'll see how this goes. And if we need to, we'll punt. Okay, please let Jerry know if you're having trouble viewing that. I can see the navigation tools at the top of the screen, so that's happy. Thank you, Dennis, for the advice. I want to start by thanking the Rotary District DGEs for developing this Pre-Pets Leadership Development Seminar format. Denise, Jerry Suging, Rocky Martinez, and Ralph Brandt, you've shown leadership by your innovation here. Tonight will be about your goals for your Rotary Club year as president, your raison d'etre for being a Rotary Club. You're carrying forward the 117-year legacy of Rotary International by being a Rotarian. Yes, it's a community and international service organization, and it's also so much more. You'll see how the goals given to us by Rotary International will allow us to fulfill what it is to be a Rotarian. Fellowship, knowing partners you can work with to get things done. That's called networking. Fun, we often forget that is the fifth in the four-way test. Camaraderie and entertainment with other like-minded people. DEI, we all know that today for showing how to put diversity, equity, and inclusion into practice. And international awareness. We have an organization which represents 1.4 million Rotarians and Rotaractors in 46,000 clubs in over 200 countries. And service. The tools that we're going to look at tonight will show you how to create and find other Rotary clubs with a world of diverse service opportunities for you and your club. And fulfillment, a way to find your own personal raison d'etre. Today's learning objectives. As an educator, I always live by the lesson motto, tell them what you're going to do it, and then tell them what you did. So here it goes. I'll share what you need to know about Rotary Club goals. I'll share how to select and set targets and report the goals you've achieved with your Rotary Club during your year as president. And I'll tell them what we've done by leaving you with resources and help so that you can independently do what you need to do. Goals. Today we're going to learn what goals, what we're going to do in tonight's presentation. What are the goals for Rotary clubs? And we're going to use the Rotary Citation that Rotary uses. I'm going to try to introduce you to myRotary and to the Rotary Club Central, which are the where we're going to do it at Rotary.org. I'm going to tell you how you're going to view and edit goals and report on your achievement in the selected goals. And I'm going to leave you with some resources. As Jerry said, I'll give you a list of resources in this PowerPoint. And I have a series of PDF documents and a Word document worksheet you can use with your club to set your goals at a board meeting, and then go to the Rotary Center at Rotary.org and enter the goals. So there's a little homework to do before you put in your own goals for your own club. The evolution of Rotary International's club goals have been driven by the Rotary Citation. The citation, and this is part of the documents I'll include, it lists all 25 goals that there exists for every Rotary club. This is the goal. These are from among the goals you'll set, targets. If you achieve 13 or more to earn the Rotary Citation. I always say select as many as you can. If you hit 13, you get the citation. If you go beyond that, you just show how good your club really is. Here's the list of all 25, which I'll include with the documents. Identify the goals your club will select and set targets with your board. It's an inclusive process that you lead. Then what I hope to do is give you enough resources so that you can enter your goals into Rotary Club Central. What are these goals? Tonight, we'll cover how you can lead your own Rotary Club to personalize these goals for your club. The tools you use are Rotary.org, your online account, and Rotary online tools. Other things you can discover. You'll learn how to sign into myRotary tonight. I'll show you how to navigate to the Manage tab, where you can do a number of things for your Rotary Club and see a number of things that are stored about your Rotary Club, both in historic past and today. And the Club Administration tab, which will allow you to manage all the activities for your club. You can use myRotary to send information, member information from your district database. And this is my commercial. For 7150, we have a Club Runner account as a district database, Rotary7150.org. I'll ask your DGEs to share your own local database. Put the information for members in here, and that automatically updates Rotary International on your club information. If it gets out of sync, I've spent a lot of my time as district secretary trying to clean it up. So if you do it right, first time you enter it in the district, and then it goes to Rotary International. Here you can see your club goals, and you can look at the progress, both what your club has done in the past, and in Rotary Club Central, you can set your goals for the future. Generate reports, get your club invoice, and see your official membership, both your active and honorary members. And here's a biggie for you. You can review the Rotary Foundation contribution and recognition reports. I won't cover that tonight, but that is something that I know you'll learn much more about at MD Pets on March 19th at the Wyndham Ramada. So I encourage you very much to go there to be with us at that session to learn about the Rotary Foundation. And this is a new feature for Rotary International. You can make members' contributions on behalf of the Rotary Foundation and Polio Plus through this website, and you can do it for the members. Encourage your members to do it online. We used to fill out a lot of paper forms and send checks. That's the past. Other things you can do. You can see your Rotary profile, and there are tools to network with fellow Rotarians all across the globe. There's a club dashboard to find a host of other Rotary International opportunities. You can find partners for service. If you've got a district grant you're thinking about, find other people who have the same interests and find a club partner. You can view your club trends and historical data in the Rotary Club Central link. And you can analyze your club on how well they've done. And I'll take a mention and show you how to get to the Rotary Learning Center. Right now, they're spending a lot of time upgrading these courses. If you've ever taken a course online and had difficulty, I very much ask you to go to the Learning Center and take any course. I'll show you the Rotary Basics course just to get the background. It's a pleasure to do. The short answers, easy quizzes, all the information is right in the presentation. And it is a state-of-the-art way to do learning of all things Rotary. Okay, now to the meat of the matter. First things first. You have to get your personal information right in order to be recognized as a club executive in your district database. As I said, this is a picture of our Rotary District 7150 organization database. Whatever your local database is, this is where you enter the member information. Once you do that, you'll be recognized as an officer in Rotary International, and you'll be able to do all the things you need to do as a club president. The following officers are collaborators of yours in the Rotary database. You're not alone. You're not the only one that has to do it. At the club level, Rotary recognizes, and this list has just increased this year. The president, the secretary, and your club treasurer used to be the only executives a Rotary Club had. You can have an executive secretary that works from year to year and keeps the club history. You have a foundation chair and a membership chair. And this year they've added as official Rotary members, so you should appoint these for your club, a club service chair and a club public image chair. That shows the direction Rotary is headed in putting a highlight on service and our public image. Your club should mirror that. At the district level, you have some backup. District governors, what we call the DGX line. Assistant governors, your AGs. The district secretary, and district chairs for your committees, if the district has appointed them, in foundation, service, public image, and membership, can back you up with goal entry or learning what you need to do to set your club goals. We'll look at Rotary.org together. It's my hope tonight to also show you how to do this all live and online. The first page you come to when you go on to Rotary.org is the home page. This is the same for everyone who's online. It's the page for Rotary non-members. What we're going to talk about tonight is the myRotary section, which is here. And when you select that myRotary section, this is the page, the section of the website that is for members. What we'll go through tonight is registering and creating a Rotary login account. Show you that you can maintain your profile. That won't be the focus of tonight's presentation. And then we'll do a little bit to review the site content. You will not be able to fulfill, you want to familiarize yourself with the menu structure, know where to find information and reports, and know where to find Rotary Club Central. This is the sign-in page. To sign in, you need an account. Some of you probably already have a Rotary account, but there is a report that we can get at the district level to show club officers who have a myRotary account. And I know right now, a lot of you looking in don't have accounts. So if you do have an account, you're okay to hit the red button, sign in. If not, register for account, this button here, and do it as soon as possible. You'll not be able to fulfill your role as Rotary Club President without a myRotary account. This is the sign-in page. If you already have an account, it'll show your sign-in email probably right when you call it up, and then you enter your password. If not, this is the place where you create an account. And I have a guide sheet, which I'll put in the documents, which will take you through a step-by-step on how to create an account, but I'll preview that here. So note, this page that you're looking at, first time I saw it, I said, what? So it looks like it might be complicated, but please note, this is an example of the many Rotary how-to guides, and don't be afraid of these. It's really easy to follow. It's like following the numbers. Here's number one. First, go to Rotary.org. I'll show you how to do that. Number two, select myRotary. We already looked at that. So 1 and 2, and they show you a picture of what the page looks like, and select, create and register an account. Okay, I'm testing your abilities here. Number 3, just follow the numbers. These are specific, complete, step-by-step directions. Don't be intimidated. Easy to follow when you're on the page. You put in your email address for your sign-in. You put in your password if you've already created it, or if you create one. If you're a first-time user, you create an account. You'll get a screen that says account registration. Fill in the information. And if you have a Rotary email, which some of you do, separate from your own personal one, you can put in whichever email address you choose. Just make sure it's in the database. If it's not in the database, Rotary won't recognize who you are. So that goes back to my original statement about making sure the information in the database is accurate. Number 5, you'll be instructed that an email will be sent to you. That's why they have to have your email address on file. You complete your registration by checking your email, and you receive a message with a link to finalize your registration. Number 7, fill in the information that they want to know and click on create an account. Click on continue. And step 9, congratulations. So those of you that have a Rotary account, I almost apologize for putting you through that, but it's very important because if you have your account, actually Rotary says everyone in your club should have a Rotary account. And I'll send you this document as a PDF. Okay, this is sign-in success. If you're successfully signed in, you see your personal Rotary homepage and a link to your Rotary profile. This is your Rotary resume. And when you have a chance, you click on the profile and you complete as many Rotary activities as you've done, positions you've held. It's real simple to guide you through that. The other thing you'll see is online tools. These are some things that you'll want to do at different times in your Rotary career. Tonight, we're going to concentrate on Rotary Club Central. The brand center is where you get all the logos. You can make brochures. You'll get the theme logos now, the Rotary image logos that you see on all these slides. The Rotary Showcase, if you have a club project you're very proud of, put it in the Rotary Showcase. Let other clubs see it. And go to the Rotary Showcase to see other clubs that have projects that might be similar to a district grant or an activity that you want to do as a club. You'll get ideas for things, all things Rotary. This is a link to the Learning Center, which I talked about courses you can take. Very simple and easy. Most of them are a half hour or less, and they're very simple 5-point sections that will ask you questions from the presentation, and you'll move through it like a knife through butter. And there are Rotary.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
You mentioned the database earlier. Is the go-to profile button where we would check our database, the information on the database for us personally, or is it something else? And
this profile is built from the database, but I will show you in the Manage Club section how you can actually update and see what everything every member of your club has on file.
Great, thanks.
Right, and Pete, you're going to send all this to us?
I'm sending it to you.
Oh, good, good.
I will show you the slide. I know it's a lot. I want to leave you through it. I'm kind of giving you the overview, and then hopefully we'll have time at the end to get on the page and look at it in person and up front, up close. Here's where I talked about, Denise, manage. In the Rotary homepage, this is what it looks like now. If you go to manage, you'll see the areas that you can active in. And then you go to club administration to find the menus of action and information about your Rotary Club. And this is just the top page. You can scroll down And there are a lot more things you can do in club administration. This is the Action Center. I'm going to mention, for advanced users, I've set up a number of things called quick links, which are things I go to all the time when I'm on this website. So these are all active links on my personal homepage. You can set up your own quick links, and it saves you a little time navigating through the website. But that's for advanced users in part 2. So why do we use Rotary Club Central? It's the go-to tool as club president, one-stop shopping. Everything is there. It eliminates, it's digital and reliable, no more paper clutter lying around. It's easy to share all the information that's here with every club member. It's easy to see where your club is going and how your club is doing. The information is here, transparent for everyone to see. And to showcase and share all the good work your club is doing with all of Rotary worldwide. So just like everything in Rotary, there are redundancies. Rotary.org makes it easy to find whatever you want in alternate places. As we're talking about, here are some of the places you can find Rotary Club Central. If you do that manage pull down to club administration, it's one of the choices. On that homepage, Rotary Club Central is one of the choices. Under the list of actions, take action, there's Rotary Club Central. Doesn't matter how you get there, if you know what you're looking for, if you haven't set up a quick link, there are multiple paths to get to where you want to be. So I'm going to review Rotary Club Central, summary, what you need to know. Get a myRotary account at rotary.org, register to sign in, maintain your profile. Play around with it. That's why kids are so great on the internet. They're not afraid of it. You just familiarize yourself with the menu structure. Click on something if you want to know what it means. You can see the presidential themes for the last whatever number of years. And this is how you know where to find what you're looking for. Rotary Club Central, access. All of your members can view data in the Rotary Club Central. That's why every member of your club should have an account at rotary.org. There's a view function. They can get in, they don't change it, but they see what you're doing. What have you sent as our foundation goals for this year? Tell them to go in and they can look at it. Assigned leader positions that we reviewed can view all years, but edit only for your assigned year. So if you're next year's president, you can see your goals for this year, but you can only edit and enter goals for next year when you're president. At the club level, these are the positions I showed you before. At the district level, these are the positions I showed you before. Your first stop when you get into Rotary Club Central is called the club dashboard. That's, if you look at the left side here, here are the navigation buttons for everything you can see in Rotary Club Central. The dashboard is the first place you'll stop. That shows you all of your activity for your club, and you can scroll down the page to see the rest. Today, we're going to talk about the Goal Center. I'm going to show you a list of all the goals in these categories: members and engagement, foundation, service, young leaders, and public image. And there's one tab that I'll advise you to use, which shows you all the goals in all of the areas when you're doing your entry.
Peter, if I
Yes.
can interrupt you for just 1 minute. Gina has her hand up, and I'm wondering if Gina has a question.
Go ahead. I can't see that. I'm sorry. If you unmute her, you want me to do that?
Gina, go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question. Or did you not mean to raise your hand?
Okay, yeah. So I am following with my, and I am right now in the myRotary.org profile as you are talking, because I have already an account. Okay. However, I'm trying to edit my profile, such as the people that I have a sponsor, or that I became a faculty in the Leadership Institute. Where do I put those things? Or even that I have,
I'll tell you what, that's something I can help you with, but since it's not the goal of tonight's presentation,
I understand. But
I will give you some resources at the end where people can help you to do what you want to do.
So I cannot do that myself.
Yes, you can.
I mean,
I'll show you how to do it. Or
okay.
Anybody at Rotary International can.
Okay, but it's not in
here.
here.
You're skipping ahead a little bit,
okay.
And I'm going to try to stay on track.
Okay.
Is that okay, Gina?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Thank you. So when you're in the goal center, you'll see your club's goals. For me, it's Rotary Club of Tully. And for this year, it'll show you a view button and an edit button to select next year's goals. I suggest, as here are each of the categories across the top. And as I suggested, select this last tab at the top, which says all. If you use the all tab, you'll see all 25 goals available to you. And then there's a checkbox on the end. Simply go down the list, check, 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 and you're selecting your goals. Remember, you want to know what goals you're going for and what your targets are before you get to this page. Doesn't hurt to look at it ahead of time, but that's how easy it is. For this year, 22-23, this is what the all tab will look like for you. It'll have a goal. It'll allow you to check it, to select it, and then put in what your goal is for club membership. If you have 30 members and you want to get to 32 members, this is where you tell Rotary that's your goal. When you get to the next year, during your club year, Rotary will automatically print how many members you have. So you can see your achievement in reaching the goal, and a little bit of gratification. Once you reach your goal, there's a nice green check mark over here. So it's a very Pavlovian, but put in as many goals as you want. You get 13 check marks, you get a citation. The information, Gina, I'm going to send to you. Leslie?
My question was the list of goals that you had in the prior screen. Are those the ones? Are those all defined in that list, the earlier list that you pointed out to us?
Yes. Okay. It not only gives you the title, but it tells you something about it.
Okay, great.
That's what the citation worksheet does, and I include that in the documents.
Okay, great.
Here are the how-to guides. Each one of these is a PDF, except for this goal planning worksheet. And I've given you a copy of what I use with my own club in the past. It lists each goal, and this is where you put in, I want to have 32 members. It'll, for every one of the other goals, you put in what you want to do, if you want to select it. So when you sit down at the computer to actually enter it, I would do it with your club officers. You can divide it up, but you'll have them all filled out on this worksheet. We'll show you how to create a Rotary account, the citation goals, instructions, and an FAQ, which tells you everything you ever wanted to know about the Rotary Foundation. How to get to the Rotary Club Central, that's one of those Rotary how-tos. How to set a goal in Rotary Club Central. How to view information which tells you everything that your club has achieved. That goal list that Leslie just asked about, that's reproduced in these documents. So you'll be able to print it off and take it to your club board meeting and say, which goals do we want? This is a worksheet for you to fill in so you can have your targets set up. How to record service activities. After all, we're service above self. So once you check the goal for service, which you gotta do, then you get to put in every service activity you do as a club. In Tully Rotary, we do blankets for Linus at Christmas time. We select a Rotary family, a peace family for Rotary gifts. Every one of those things that you do. We have a trees project where we're gonna plant 1,000 trees in a couple of years. That's a service activity that we have. Every one of those goes in individually, and there's a very detailed description of how you do it. This is where your rubber meets the road for the service above self. How to report progress or goals, you do that throughout the year. Some of them are automatic, some of them you have to go in and put in. And I'll give you a guide to the Learning Center course catalog so you can select the courses that you want. I'm going to show you the Learning Center. You learn by your role. You put in club roles, if you're the club president, if you're a new member, and it takes you to the courses that you want. This is the course I'd recommend for everybody who haven't been there. Select the course called Rotary Basics. Unfortunately, mine shows the check marks because I've done it, but it's very rewarding to complete a section and get a check mark. You've been there and you've done that. Here's a list of resources for you locally and at Rotary International for club and district support. For Zone 32, Sophie and Sarah are very helpful. They're doing the job that John Hannes did for me. Rotary data at rotary.org is if you really got a problem you want to fix and you can't do it, they'll fix it for you from their end. Learning Center, this is how you get to the Learning Center. Call me, call your own district secretary. I don't mind, I'll answer questions from anybody. I registered a couple people for MD Pets because they couldn't get it to work. I helped somebody put in a club secretary. I do a lot of that. Assistant governors, copy and paste the contact information for future reference. Know who your assistant governor is, know their email and phone number. Make sure they're visiting your club or invite them to visit your club. And the how-to guides. So
Peter,
now,
we do have a question.
Go ahead.
Lorraine would like to know, if you set a goal, can you change it at some point in the future?
Absolutely. Anytime you go back to the goal center, when you hit edit, you can find the goal you want and edit the target. If you said, oh, I thought we'd get 40 members and you're getting down to 35, as long as you're increasing, change it to 35. Takes a day to process, but Rotary will allow you to change. That's one of the perks of being a club officer. Okay. So here's the homepage. How am I doing on time, Jerry?
You've got about 15 minutes, Pete.
Oh, great.
I'll give you a 5-minute warning.
Okay. Sign into Rotary. Now this guy's already got an account. So I use my personal email because I did this a long time ago. And see if you can guess my password from the dots. We're going to sign into Rotary, and they had maintenance on the site earlier today. We'll see how it goes. It's not raining or snowing, no wind blowing in Tully, so my internet should be working.
But just as a general rule, the Rotary website is very slow to load sometimes. So
Yep,
don't.
sometimes it is, that's right.
And yes, Gina.
Okay, I enlarged my screen. I enlarged my screen to look a lot more friendly. You see the actions at the top. As soon as you hover over them, you go to manage, and then come down into the blue, you go to club administration, district administration, reports, and oh my goodness, there it is, Rotary Club Central. Don't want to do it that way? You go down, here's my Tully snapshot. Here's a list of Rotary online tools. There it is again, Rotary Club Central. Once you select Rotary Club Central, there's that dashboard page I showed you. And here's the selection of things you can do in Rotary Club Central. Here for my Rotary Club, because it automatically knows Rotary Club that I'm in. It takes me to my dashboard center. Here's our membership trends. Not going the way we want all the time. I know it's a challenge. This year we did add a member. Gender trends. Make sure you have that indicated. And you know, Rotary has a goal of being 30% female. No, Rotary is 30% female. We have a goal of reaching 50%. And with Jennifer as the president, we can do it. Here's other things on that page. So take some time to look at it. Goal Center. As I said, when you first go there, you're going to get to this year. Here are the 5 areas of goals. And I'll just do a little bragging. Here's our club membership. Our goal was 19, we're at 19. We're a small but mighty club. Service participation. This is something you enter. How many of your Rotarians have been involved in service activities? Green check mark shows we've reached that goal. New member sponsors. And on and on and on you have, oh, I gotta go back and fill that one in. So you'll see where you are for this year. And don't be surprised, some of the clubs didn't put in goals this year. So you may not see anything here. If they're not there, you can go back and see the goals in 2020. By using the back button, you can view. This will show view for you because I'm a club officer, I can see edit. But that's from the past. Back to this year. And what you'll want to do is go to next year. And I know Suzanne is on, but here are the goals that Suzanne, as our next year's president for 22-23, and for you all who are president-elects, this is where you're going to put out all of your goals. This is where you're going to enter them. You can print them off or you can use the one-page document I gave them. The reason I gave you the document, if you print them off, it takes pages and pages. If you use the document, I've got them all on one page. Here are the categories. I'm going to suggest that you look at all goals. So select the goal. What happens? You select the goals you want. We're going to have some service. We're going to sponsor new members. Rotary Action Group. There's a whole list of Rotary Action Groups, and I bet there are several members of your club. We were talking about bowling. There's a Rotary Bowling Action Group. So you can join, get people in your club to join, meet Rotarians from all around the world that are interested. So what I'm going to do, instead of going down the whole list, but I will show you all 25 of them are there. Do you have an Interact Club? Yes. Where you have inbound youth exchange students. Now you're going to get me to cry because we didn't have any. I hope we'll have some next year. Do we have a Rotaract Club sponsored by our club? No. We have some in the district that do. Service projects, I don't know, you can put in, definitely select that goal, put in some. Major gifts, they're going to want you to put in $1 contribution for the foundation. I am going to take just that at face value, and don't worry, Suzanne, your goal changes have been saved. I will zero them back out so that Suzanne can choose her own goals with the club. But after it processes, and I love that spinning wheel to mean it's thinking, you're going to see all your goals. What did I say for membership? We're at 19. I'll start out with 20. Service participation, we're going to do 6. We're going to do 1 a month. New member sponsors. We're going to have 2 people, new member sponsors, to get from our 18 to 20. Oh. Rotary Action Group. It's not selected, so I can't enter. Got to go back to that other page and select it, and then you can enter. Maybe we'll have 2 people go bowling or wine or motorcycles or one of the other action groups. Fellowship groups as well are here. Leadership development participation. You can all give yourself 1 for tonight, but hopefully you'll have most of your club members reach that. So you go down the list, the goals that you've selected will be there. If you want to, you can select more goals. There's nothing in the achievement column right now because the year hasn't started yet. So let's go back to this year and I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like once you have some goals that you've worked on. This is for this year's club. So I know that we've had people, Suzanne did RLI, and anybody that's on tonight will be in leadership development. We wanted 5 club members to do it. We haven't reached that one yet. District conference attendance. We had 5 people at the district conference. Same place where MD Pets is going to be held. It's a wonderful event. They all had a good time. We even did a presentation. District training. That's you here tonight. We wanted to do 2. We're not yet at our achievement, but Rotary International filled this in. As of the 13th of February, we were at 1625 of my $3,000 goal. We've been an E-Ray club, but all Rotarians wait till the last minute. Polio Plus contributions, we give $1,000 through our Interact Club. And so far, I think, Randy, this is my $100 that I gave you for Polio Plus Society, but we don't usually put that in until April. Service projects, we've got 7 completed that we put in of the 6 we were going to. And so on and so forth. I set a goal of 0 for inbound exchange. You can do that. You can set 0 as your goal. Unfortunately, that's because of the COVID situation internationally. Same with inbound and outbound students.
Pete, you have 5 minutes remaining.
Okay, so I'm going to spend one last time. One of the things I give you. I'm not going to change those goals. I'm going to go to the global view. This shows for the district. Oh, for Rotary International. I'm sorry, that's global. I'm not sure that's useful. Going to service activities. Here are where you add a new service project, or because some Rotary clubs, believe it or not, repeat from year to year the same project. We did Linus project last year. We're gonna do it next year. We did it this year. So here are completed projects: food and milk giveaway, adopt a highway, trees is our Tully Rotary International, pennies for polio. That's where we collect on Halloween, dictionary for third graders. So these are the projects we have. And once you click the button for adding new service projects, the how-to guide will show you how to do this summary and the other information on the timeline that you'll need. So even though I didn't do that completely, I wanted to show you a little bit of what it looks like. And reports, I'm not even going to go there because I don't have the time. But from here, you can go back to the home page. And live to fight another day. So, Jerry, I see there's some things in the chat. I'll take complaints, questions.
I think the things in the chat were mostly resolved by the group. I guess you did an outstanding job. Does anybody have any questions for Peter? I see iPad 4 has their hand raised. Please unmute.
Hi, my name is Russ Seneko. Can you hear me?
Hey, Russ.
Hi. Couple of questions. One, who is supposed to in our club, and we're Nimmonsburg Rotary Club, and who do you suggest that would enter all the data into these?
You're the president. If you're the president, you're in charge. I would do it as a team effort. Entering them is not a lot of work. Meeting with your board and deciding together which goals you want, that's the most important step in the process. Who actually does the logistics of what I went through could be in some clubs, the secretary does it. In our club, we have a club administration chair. He's taken the responsibility of going into the club goals and editing them. When we do a project, he puts them in and he reports, not every month, but at our club assembly meetings, he lets us know how we're doing till you get to the Rotary Citation page and you see it's lighted up green and he said, well, we meet 13 of our goals. So okay. That's a club decision. And that's the beauty of Rotary. Every club has its own thing. Jim
it does seem like it's a pretty big task to do
it is
all that
very
entering.
Easy. Very easy. It's clicking 25 checkboxes. That's why I've given you the worksheet. I can show you what the worksheet looks like. And the hardest part of the job.
Is it going to be sent the worksheet to everybody?
Yeah. Are you going to email that to us?
That's part of what you're going to get.
Okay.
And I'm going to share that now.
Okay.
Peter, you have one question in the chat. It's from Tina.
Yes, Tina.
I lost
This
my
is,
pen.
I'm answering a previous question. What you do at your club meeting, your board meeting, you put in all the numbers. And I tell you here, is this a number? All of these are numbers. These are dollars. This is the number of people who are going to be major gifts, who are going to give major gifts. This is the number of bequest society members. Benefactors. Is Rotary in your will? If you give $1,000 to Rotary in your will, you become a benefactor. Service. How many? This is what you do. So take this to your club meeting, print it out. It's a Word document. You can type right on it. Some of them, like I said, are numbers. Some of them are yes or no questions. Do you have a strategic plan? Do you have an online presence? Are you on social media? Do you have a website, Facebook page? Social activities. You guys get together to have fun or just get together for meetings? Is it just all about the food or do you enjoy each other's company? So these are the things you do. Do it ahead of time. Goals may be added by this year's Rotary President. There may be other goals that they put on. I don't think Jennifer will do that. These are the 25, and this is the worksheet you can use to get there. Okay, other questions? iPad 4, still have your hand up or?
Tina asked a question in the
Okay.
chat that said, when will President-elect be able to set goals? Currently, she doesn't see where she can yet.
What I have done for District 7150, and what I would tell you to do in your club database, you can go to next year's club's officers and make sure you're listed as president. That was the first thing I said. Make sure you're listed as president. When you get on the 22-23 club goal list for your year, if you're listed as president, you should be able to enter the goals. I'll check that out and I'll get back to Jerry to share. But I'm pretty sure I'll guinea pig it with Suzanne Drum, our president-elect, because I know that she is the president already in our database for 22-23, and it shows at Rotary International that she's the president. So when you get on that list of goals for 22-23, it ought to say, oh, I can do it because I'm the president this year. You can't do it for this year for 21-22 because you're not the president, but you can for 22-23.
Peter, you have a couple hands up, Pete.
Yep.
Okay, Jerry, you want to navigate this, or Denise, whoever's in charge?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Jim and then Kira. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
Yep. Thanks, Jim Caraba. That was one of my questions, is like, when do I set, when I become president-elect, I'm president-elect, but do I wait till I'm president before I can set these goals? We have passed the gavel at the end of June. It seems like I shouldn't really set any goals until I'm president, and then I meet with my board and my club. And
okay,
as a group,
here's my recommendation. I've been doing this with Rotary clubs for a long time. Rotary says every December, you're supposed to elect your club officers for the following year. If you haven't done that yet, do it. Make sure you know who they are. Put them in the database for 22-23. There's nothing to say that at a board meeting, you can't take some time to do planning for next year before July 1st. And I would encourage it. Okay. Talk about what you wanted to do this year. Oh, gee, we thought we'd add 5 members. We added 10. We were too timid. Oh, gee, we thought we'd add 5 members. We only got 2. We were too bold. Take that advice from your current president, talk it over with your board, fill in that goal worksheet. And then whoever said it looked like a lot of work, if it takes you 15 minutes to go down that list and enter it, once you have them all written out on the worksheet, 15 minutes is a long time. It goes like lightning, but you got all the work happens up front. And don't wait till July 1st.
Okay.
You already know you're going to be president.
Yeah, right.
Find your board. If you haven't selected everybody yet, Rotary says it should happen in December. So you really have 18 months to do this. This period of time from January to June is when you do your planning, and then you live it from June to July next year.
Okay. Yeah, we've had our elections, so you know we all have our offices.
I wouldn't wait after you get the stuff today. Tell them some guy from 7150 said how to do it now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Stuff that you sent. That
Steve,
page of the
Pete,
goals.
Give me another question.
You have two more questions, Kara, and then Steve.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kira. I logged on and made an account, but the website or my account isn't functioning properly. Do you know who I should contact to see about fixing the?
I can troubleshoot it for you, but I'll tell you a little secret. You have a guy in the VVS Rotary Club who taught me how to do this stuff a long time ago. And he was the 2013 Rotary District Governor. So if Dennis can't show you or he's too busy at Utica College, give me a call. That's the kind of thing I do. I walk you through it. I look at what's in the district database. A lot of times somebody just typed something wrong. I look at the Rotary International database. If you're not there, I just did it for, I don't know if Tom McIndoe's on for Onondaga North. I just fixed his appointment as president for next year because it wasn't showing. I live for that stuff.
Sounds good. Thank you.
If you can believe it. Okay, Steve.
I attended the RILA graduate course the other last weekend.
RLI.
And RLI, yeah.
Yep,
and they talked about an associate member because I think you know that we started an environmental Rotary Action Group in District 7150, and New Hartford is the ones that's sponsoring it. So, but I think, you know, the Rotary rule that says you can't belong to more than 2 clubs at a time kind of restricts the amount of people that can go into that club. I mean, there are people that might want to participate in their activities. So it looked like this associate member idea that was floated.
Yeah,
you could do that. I think, but I can't find anything on any of the Rotary materials that address that.
Okay, I researched for a club once, little something different. Every title in Rotary has a particular meaning. Rotary International only has 2 categories, active or honorary.
Right.
And the question I got asked, can you be an honorary member of one club and an active member of another club? And the answer was no. You had to be a past member of one club and an active member. But now when you get into satellite clubs, which are fairly new, I would advise you that probably Lizzie Flynn Brown Martin in our district was instrumental in starting the satellite club that they have in Baldwinsville, the Liverpool Club. I can research the question for you, but associate member is not an official title. So you can put them in Club Runner in the district database, and it never will show at Rotary International. So that's the way you can build the membership in the new East Rag Club at, I thought it was New Hartford, where whatever club is sponsoring it. But right, you just can't be an active or an honorary member of the club. You have to be an associate member.
But you can, and you can name yourself, or the satellite club president can name somebody as an associate member if they put that in Club Runner.
Yes, you can put it in Club Runner.
Okay.
It doesn't go to Rotary International.
Right.
You don't have to pay dues. It's not the same thing as a satellite club.
Right.
It's a different category.
Okay.
I'm talking a little bit from my background and knowledge, but I can check it for you. and I'll send it out to the assistant governors.
Okay, and can I ask a second question?
I'm not the Rotary Police. It's 10 minutes after 8. Go ahead.
Do you just know what the cost differential is between Club Runner and DAC-DB?
Cost?
Right, we use DAC-DB, but we've been thinking about switching over to Club Runner.
Well, I won't say anything about DAC-DB because RLI is using DAC-DB, right, and I've used it. I'm not an expert in it. As Jerry said, when PJ Scott was governor in District 7150, he and Dennis and I put in the Club Runner database, and it works very well for what we need. I won't talk bad about any other database. It's just hard for the district because we can't see what you're doing in DAC-DB until you put it into Rotary 7150 at Club Runner.
Right, we're finding out that we have to do double entries. Yeah,
we have 2 clubs that are still in DAC-DB and 1 club that doesn't belong to any local database.
Right.
And because you're independent and you're all grown-ups, you can make your own choice. I would recommend Club Runner. I know all of the marketers charge you by club size, and I don't know what the cutoffs are. So I'm not going to get into quoting prices to you. There's more than money at stake in what you choose.
Okay, thank you.
We all set? Pete, I want to thank you very much from the group. Excellent presentation.
Sorry I went over.
That's okay. I know you had a lot of information, a lot of good questions. I think when they get the information that you send out, that's going to help flesh it out a lot. Thank you all for attending. Please remember, we're going to meet again next Wednesday night, February 23rd, same link and the same time. And that'll be a discussion on leadership. Thank you again. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.